Understandably a bit nervous. Steve-Jaros sounded as loose as you could possibly sound, but he's the guy with all the experience when you look at this matchup. He's got to gather himself and just focus on the job at hand. Don't think about the folks at home in Dallas. Don't think about the money. Don't think about the tour exemption. Just throw it. Not the start you're looking for, but you know what? At least he left himself with a spare.
On the line here, Randy, $40,000. Points also vital. Maybe even more so now. Obviously, the tour title gives you exemption for next year. And a spot in the Dexter Tournament of Champions as well. Equally important, but points are so critical trying to make that all-exempt field. A total of 64 bowlers next year. Top 50 spots, that's winners, all the winners, and point leaders as well, if they haven't won that title. As we told you a moment ago before the interview, 4 different winners so far this season. Robert Smith got us going on the American side in Greater Omaha.
7 pins more a game in average. And there's that strike percentage that he's maintaining. 2/3 of the time that Steve-Jaros lets it go, he strikes. And that's telling me that he's reading the lanes properly and making the right adjustments.
Just 3 wins in his title matches so far. But as he said in the interview a moment ago, he's confident his 4th title will come today. It's a good start, certainly, for him, as he's got a double and a 10-pin lead.
And as good as this young man is, Chris Johnson, and he's, in my opinion, he's going to have a stellar career as we watch him moving in front of the ball return, which means he has to alter his approach. Steve-Jaros couldn't be in a better spot right now.
Wheel! Yeah!
Urging the ball, the wheel into the pocket, it did so, and down goes the 10-pin for the confident Chris Johnson.
Yeah, big left turn here, Clyde. Watch this. What a beautiful game. Look how steady his head stays at release. 6 goes to the wall and saws a 10 out. But if you're Steve-Jaros, you're liking the situation, and you're going up against a guy, number 1, who's never been on television before, and number 2, has never bowled for a title. Steve-Jaros is a PBA champion.
Chris telling us experience on the tour has been fantastic. But he didn't know it was going to be such a grind with practice to ball find. Had to hurry. Oh, light ball, 10-pin stands, and then going from hotel to hotel, not on a social time. Maybe he thought it'd be a little bit easier in terms of the fatigue.
Yeah, it's a huge adjustment going from living at home to living out of a suitcase. As you see this tremendous break that Chris Johnson gets right here and tripping out this ugly split, only leaving the 10-pin.
Trying to stay perfect is Chris Johnson. Up that tournament average. He'll do so. Takes care of the 10.
Come on, you didn't come this far for this.
With that from Chris Johnson. A lot of work, dedication, all the practice. Urged by family and friends to get onto the PBA Tour. Now he's got to take on Jaros for a title. There's a 10-pin for Steve.
Doing what he's done the entire day, keeping the ball in play. I can't remember the last time I've seen Steve-Jaros this sharp on television, making the kind of shots he's making. He's just dialed in and looks as determined and focused as ever.
Win today. Dave Arnold will be out of the Dexter Tournament of Champions in Uncasville coming up December 14th. 32-player field. A couple of big names and stars on our PBA Tour, Randy. Patrick Allen, Tommy DeLutz Jr. right behind now.
Well, as good as those two guys are, they'll probably win before Uncasville. Wow.
Here's another ball. Steve-Jaros. 3 shows last year for Jaros. First time it's been on TV this year against the upstart rookie, Chris Johnson. Jaros has a 9-pin lead when we return the exciting conclusion of this final match. Who takes home the title? Who's exempt for next year? Jaros or Johnson? Championship round from Toledo. And let's check in with the Uniroyal Tire Rock and Roll having to do with Ameletto Monticelli in the second semifinal today.
Ameletto Monticelli is going to slide the headpin over into the 10. What a great shot. He also made the 2-4-10, but it wasn't enough. And Ameletto looked like he was having some problems with the approaches. Some serious tread wear was the difference in that match.
This week's Uniroyal Tire Rock and Roll. Chris Johnson, first ever appearance, folks, on TV. Think of it for a moment. Yes, he's been in the high rollers, been in a lot of high-stakes bowling matches, no question, but never on the PBA Tour. He told us at 8 years old, he was watching the PBA on television, told his parents, someday I want to be doing that. Well, this is that someday, as his lineup so far left gets help late.
Wow. I mean, could this be Chris Johnson's day? Nice trip 4 on the right lane, but the all-important lane, I think, is the left lane. Watch this. Ball goes to the side, or the head pin goes to the sidewall, trips the 4 out. Chris Johnson making a ball change and going to a ball that's less aggressive because he's so far left on that lane. If he gets it left a pinch, it goes Brooklyn. If he gets it right with too much speed and loft, it doesn't hook back.
You saw the matchups, how he got this far. Now down to the final. Brooklyn crosses over the head pin. They all go down. He'll take it gladly.
Okay, what do I do now, Coach? 6th arrow on the left.
Need it.
It barely catches the head pin on the left side. All right, well, hey, you know what? He's fishing right now on the left lane. Steve-Jaros, in my opinion, has got the best ball reaction. All Steve-Jaros has to do is not even look at that Brooklyn shot. Just go up there and keep doing what he's been doing.
Strike here for a 9-pin lead, Randy. There he goes.
Stuff like that, Dave Ryan.
Semifinalists in the wild card, as Steve-Jaros was against Patrick Healy Jr. to go all the way and win. Hasn't happened much. Speaking of that, Patrick Healy did it last year, his only title in Blue Springs outside Kansas City. And earlier this year, Randy, on the telecast, we talked about how difficult that road can be, the extra match.
I think the hardest part is the lanes changing so much.
Big strike for Jaros again. 19-pin lead.
Here's the difference in the match right now. Steve-Jaros has complete command of the left lane.
Turkey ball here, 6th frame. Johnson bids for his 3rd in a row, puts him down 9. Jaros has caught fire. No opens in this championship match yet.
Wow.
Big ball. Chris Johnson